Zohab, welcome.
I write not to fight but to love. I write not to fight but to love. I write not to fight but to bring light to darkness. I write not to fight but to bring sight to blindness. I write to inspire an internal fire in those who desire to fly higher, for my feet were never designed for the ground. I prefer to walk on the clouds and my footsteps make not a sound, and I can twirl like a mystic insouciant dervish around and around, around and around. I write to tell those who pose not to pose, because you can't pose when you write prose, poetry. Your mind set it free and fall hopelessly in love with the love of poetry. But to some it seems that the only rhyme schemes be AABB and ABAB and ABBA, but that's just not my way. It's just that I prefer ABHNA and ABTZK and $, question mark, 7, exclamation point, hash star, 4 equals sign, plus sign, 666, open bracket, close bracket, XXX, smiley face, percentage, 7, LMNOP, 7, QWERTY, 7, ABBA. That's why I prefer not to confine my mind to pre-written lines. I prefer to set free my mind in a place where elastic lines intertwine with mystic rhymes. In these sadistic times, it's hard to find oneself. Materialistic objects should not define oneself. That's why I write. I write not to fight, but to love. But despite the fact that I love to love, he still stood there and said, "Go back to where you came from, you dirty terrorist." He called me a dirty terrorist. But, to be honest, this isn't the first time I've heard this. So I've become used to such abuse and I've learned to pick and choose what I listen to. But this was new. This time, this middle-aged man held in his hand the hand of his 10-year-old son. And I'm not one to tell someone how to raise their seed, but this made my soul bleed. Black, boiling blood. For when I have a son, I'm gonna teach him love. I'm gonna teach him respect and acceptance for all creatures in existence. But this man, he didn't seem to understand that his wicked words would manifest in the chest of his son. Leaving him with a hate-filled heart he'll go to school with, thinking it's cool to act just like Dad. And call that Kit Kat brown kidder dirty Arab. And trust me, you should stay back when my mind frame's in a mind frame where I'm a name and shame a racist terrorist, and for the next 4 minutes I wage war with my words. My lyrical jihad was heard down every street in Wagga Wagga. My poem of mass destruction caused destruction of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Proportions, people please proceed with caution, for I rock no suicide vest, but I assure you a bomb lies inside this chest, ready for love explosions of the most poetic kind. I am a terrorist of the mind, spreading extremist ideals of peace, love, harmony, one poem at a time. So when I rhyme not to be heard, but to be heard, for I design my words to be heard by hearts and make minds imagine. Imagine a world where people are treated as equals. Imagine a world where people are not categorized by skin tone, religion, gender, or size. Imagine a world viewed through the innocence of a child's eyes. Imagine no sorrow when a soul dies, for a soul flies after closed eyes. We try to live our lives in New York minutes, because we're pushing our lives to new world limits and new world orders, while the old world still busy burying daughters. But the hate first sons, only for those sons to pick up guns and kill sons of righteous ones, and those righteous ones tell their sons that those sons kill their sons, so their sons kill those sons, and sons kill sons, and sons kill sons, and sons kill sons, and sons. Who was wrong? For there is no art in war, for art is love, and there's no love in war. Imagine we loved more, and love for the sake of love, for the love of love is the best love above all. Imagine a world of no wars and hearts with no doors exposed raw. Imagine the life of another being the life of a brother. Imagine every embrace filled with the love of a mother's. Imagine a world of no strangers and only kindred neighbours. It's about time hatred gets outdated and our differences are celebrated. For our forefathers waited, but we, the people, shall wait no more. Today we take our stand. Imagine no French burqa bands and bikinis in Afghanistan. Imagine Hong Kong, Hanukkah and white Christmas Mecca. Imagine no offshore refugee process prisoners and a history of Aborigine prime ministers. Imagine Palestinians marry Israelis and make beautiful beige babies. Imagine a whirlwind world where women and girls can walk down dark paths. Dilma. And have no fear. For a man wouldn't dare to lay a hand, for he knows she be a sister, daughter, mother, a brother. Why do we feel the need to objectify? I'm just trying to rectify the ills of the past. See, change starts with one small step, with one overturned stone, with one word from a dome that finds a home in a heart. See, today the revolution starts, for we have been lost too long, lost on consumer crisscross grid streets, listening to hip-hop bass beats mixed with guitar riffs from guitarists have gone by years. Our ears hear the dumb, diddy-dumber drums as we succumb to the rhythm and rhyme of gone by times. Line after line, false soul scoops are sold to young souls who grow old too fast. And I thought to mask true selves, for true selves ain't swell, ain't cool, ain't swag. Ignore the price tags and buy the nice bag, for London, Tokyo, Paris, Hilton told you so. And the truth beyond a need-to-know basis. For advertisers dictate what our taste is by chucking famous faces next to product placements, and adjacent to that there's a cartoon cool camel smoking silky smooth cigarettes. And smoke these cigarettes and you will stress less and get more sex. But let's not overcomplex the context. I'm just saying sometimes more is really less. For the more you get, the more you want, the more you want, the more you spend, the more you spend, the more you gotta make. And if you can't make, then you gotta take. And then you take, and then you take, and then you take, and then you make a fake WMD war on terror so you can take just a little bit more. So your precious Wall Streets don't fall. And an unholy war was declared some time ago on the minor folk like you, us, you, me. And we let it, for we turn wants into needs and needs into wants, and those who make the wants want us to want the wants so much that we put 0% down but pay 19.9% per annum for the next 44 years, interest compounded daily. And such is the nature of our lazy consumer culture. A culture where banks loan loans only for banks to take homes when rates rise. But to avoid rate rise, you should have fixed rates. But fixed rates be fixed in a match fixed kind of way to make more money for the money making Mr. More money's more money, more problems, and money's why Middle Eastern fists rise, and money's why Wall Street got occupied, and money's why Iraq got occupied, and money's why Afghanistan, Vietnam, Kuwait, Korea, Libya, Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Peru, Cuba, and the Palestinian territories got occupied. For these lies started some time ago. These lies started some time ago, sometime between messiahs on crosses and crosses on bling bling lockets. Sometime between meditating Buddha under Bodhi tree and temples that charge entry fees. Sometime between Adam and Eve, sometime between arrive and leave. For this started some time ago. This started some time ago when we let it. For we fell asleep a long time ago.